17th October, 7 o'clock. So I'm here early in the morning. Needed to check how the submersible is performing. So there's still dew on the surface of the panel. It's sunny and bright today, this morning. So I can hear the submersible humming. So there's outflow. Don't know how much is the outflow. Someday I'll figure out the outflow. So looking at the controller, the RPM is at 2500 and the voltage is 330 and rising as the sun goes up. The amps, I'm surprised, it's less than 3 amps, and the wattage is 1000 watt. So that's good. I was actually surprised. At 7 o'clock, I needed to figure out how the submersible is performing during the day on a sunny day like this. So if, for example, the sun comes out at 6, I should have been here at 6:30. One day I'll come here at 6:30. However, for example, it start the voltage to be at 330 at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then as the sun sets, right now it gets dark at 5:30. So let's say 7 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So how many hours is that? 9 hours. And someday soon I'm going to set up a method to measure the outflow. I'm really interested to see the solar pump performance. So this is a 6-inch bore well. The submersible outflow is specification is 36 cubic meter per hour. So at full on. I mean, right now I don't think it's 36 cubic meter per hour. So that's how it goes. Yeah, it should be quite interesting. I'm going to Muñoz now to check on the panel there, see what's happening. It hasn't been raining lately, so like a week now. So it's hot and muggy, and the rice field is beginning to dry out. So we want to make sure the things are flooded so that we can start preparing the land. So this is really important to in preparation for dry season. Having now understood the difference between dry season and wet season, the past 5 years I really didn't factor those two seasons, simply because our method of applying two fertilizer and at the wrong time, the result was about the same amount, and that kind of drove me to start to understand why. So the best time to harvest is basically dry season. You don't have to deal with a lot of rain. The challenge is basically pumping water out to flood the rice field, and that requires diesel. With the solar pump and panel, that should mitigate the need for diesel. And that's the reason why I needed to understand the outflow and see whether we need more solar pump when we can budget them, so that I can remove the diesel funding factor into growing rice in the Philippines. So that's the reason why we are looking at installing several solar pumps in the rice field, on the rice field that we're telling. So it's basically planning long term. The short term is to have diesel pump. Long term, basically have the solar pump installed, and from there on remove the need for diesel. So that's the reason why we're doing these activities, because the cost of diesel goes up and down, and can't really plan on those needs. So with the solar pump, we can remove the pumping of water driven by diesel. So that's the reason why we're doing all of this, to reduce the need for diesel. So that's the reason why we want to do this as soon as we can fund them. So it's 7:30 in the morning here in Muñoz, and there's still dew on the surface of the panel. This submer around 1 o'clock, the water begins to taper off. So we're going to find out what's wrong with the water level. I think at the highest point of the sun, the submersible is pumping out so much water that the water going into the casing is not fast enough. So that's the reason why we're going to have to clean it up. So at morning, it's 363 volts. It's at 2600 RPM, and amazingly enough, it's 3 amps. So this is the wattage, 1100 watts. So when I first started the submer, it was at 423 volts. So look like 9 panels is sufficient. The fear is if I add one more, then it would go over the VOC that this controller is allowed to take. This is 470 VOC, so I really don't want to go there close enough that it'll blow up the capacitor inside. The capacitor is rated at 450 volts DC, so this is the reason why I don't want to add one more panel. Yeah, so the guys are started to spray chemicals to kill off the grasses. So thanks for watching.